Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to the final day of Follower Appreciation Week. And while people are hopping on, I just wanted to give a huge shout out and thank you to each and every one of you who work with me, who watch, who like, who subscribe, who reach out to me. I appreciate all of you so much. And so I hope that you've enjoyed the videos this week. It's been a blast coming on here and just hanging out with you guys a little bit each day. So hello to all of you. And then as usual, I'm just letting people hop on. You know, I'm starting a little bit early so that people can start coming on. And I'm just going to finish laying out this spread. Hi, Lacey. Hi, Francis. Hi, everybody who's hopping on. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Day. Okay, so let's see what's going on today. And then if you've missed, oh my God, what is going on with me right now? If you missed any of the videos, you can watch them either in the video section on my Facebook page, or you can go watch them on YouTube. They're all there. I made a playlist on YouTube, so you should be able to find them pretty easily. And then let me know, as you guys are familiar, I'm sure this is going to be good for sun, moon, and rising. So I would watch all three just to get a full spectrum of information. So drop in the comments, like, what is your sun, moon, and rising? Or where are you saying hello from? I see somebody is from Ontario. Okay, one more deck. And then all three of these will just be, you know, I have the affirmation card, I have the Tarot of Sexual Magic, and then I'm using the Slutist Tarot. So it's a little bit of each, and then I have the Sovereign Oracle, and that's going to read a little bit more like an advice card. So I just want to remind everybody that this is good no matter if you are in a relationship, if you're looking for partnership, or if you have no interest in partnership, well then, I mean, I wouldn't watch this reading if you're not interested in partnership. But it's just kind of like this is meant to be for anyone who's interested. Okay. And then I think I'm going to start with Cancer today, because I'm feeling like I need to start there. All right, one more. Okay. So, starting with Cancer, hello to all my sun, moon, and rising Cancer friends. Let's see what's going on here. First thing coming up is the King of Cups. So this has to do with your emotional availability, your willingness to speak your truth and really communicate what it is that you need. This goes across the board for everybody, but especially Cancers who tend to be more service-oriented. Remember that you can only give as much as is beyond your cup being full. So bleeding yourself dry is not something that's going to work out in the long run. You want to keep in mind, what are you giving to yourself? What are you giving to others? Are you overexerting yourself? Are you getting your needs met? It's the time to ask all of those questions in your relationships so that you can fine-tune them and make them better. Maybe if you're dating, you're finding a pattern coming along where somebody just needs, and you're willing to give. And so just keep your eyes peeled for stuff like that. This could also be you calling in a King of Cups, but I'm getting that that is only going to show up if you're being intentional with that manifestation. So if you really want a water sign man or woman or whatever, then you can call that in. This is ringing as specifically, it might just be because most of my viewers are women, which is why this is showing up this way, but it's totally up to your manifestations. Now, the affirmation card that I have for you is wholeness. I am complete, whole, and filled with love. I have everything I need. If I ask or look for more, I'm ignoring the love and gifts that are already in my life. Instead, I'll be grateful and acknowledge that anything else would be extra icing on life's cake. FYI to whoever's listening, extra icing is totally welcome, as it's obviously the most delicious part. Okay, so this is really, I'm getting the imagery of you being whole, as in you filling your cup. Like, that is part of this process. And so it just looks like this is serving as a reminder to do that, because it's going to emphasize, or excuse me, it's going to enhance the quality of partnerships you have coming in, and it's also going to really support you in partnership. Okay, and then lastly, we have the Queen of Wands. This is really about taking your like internal fire. Okay, this, I'm also getting, this is why this totally, I'm just realizing something now. I said if you're looking for a water sign man, so if you're into male partners, then it looks like you're going to want to emphasize more of the watery qualities, the dreaminess, the intuitiveness, the emotional availability. If you are into female partners, if that is your preference, is more of the feminine, then the Queen of Wands is more of the archetype that it looks like it's good for you to work with, as well as holding that within yourself. So both of these apply because we all have masculine and feminine within us. And so it's interesting because I was like really specific about this being like more of the masculine. And so this makes sense. If you're looking for a female partner, then you might want to call on more of the fiery qualities and characteristics. I think that that's going to be really helpful. Someone who's expressive, someone who's bold, someone who challenges you, someone who's adventurous. Like, that's really what you want to be running. Okay, if you're looking to manifest someone who's more on the feminine side or a female partner. Okay, and Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, first thing coming up for Leo is the 5 of Coins. So there's a little bit of frustration coming up is what I'm getting. It's like that energy of wanting to check out. That is, or like just drop everything, leave it all. Like, there's definitely a resistance going on here where it just looks like there's a little bit of distaste, if you will. So I think this is more calling on you to really focus on your coping skills with all of this. Really focus on how you're dealing with anything that comes up in relationships, right? So that could be disappointment, that could be someone not meeting your standards, it could be, you know, maybe you're dating and it's not going so well, or you're having conflict with a partner. Make sure you're paying attention to how you're coping with that, how you're managing that, because you want to get good at processing and coping with those emotions. That's what's going to make it easier in relationships if you learn, okay, this is showing up for me and this is how I'm going to process it. So it's just about identifying that. And then we have giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discover just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec, does this selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. Okay, so I kind of want to issue a word of caution here. with the giving piece is it's like, yes, lead with generosity, but remember that giving is not the glue. Balance and reciprocity is the glue in a relationship. It's not you do more so that you can have the expectation that someone's going to reciprocate. The reciprocation needs to already be there for it to be sustainable, not where it's one-sided and you just give. So I wanted to make that distinction really clear. This is not an invitation to give so that you can keep someone. So that's totally different. And I just wanted to clear that up because that's something where it can go into that if you're experiencing discomfort. The discomfort is basically when you kind of get pushed into a corner and then you could start acting out or doing things that are uncharacteristic of you. And it just is when you're coming from a space of being defensive or using defense mechanisms rather than doing things that are healing and healthy. And then we also have the Three of Pentacles. So this is something where you are going to have to give it effort. You are going to have to give it work. This is a practice for you. So whatever your current situation, this is all practice. Okay? So just keep up the effort, keep working, keep growing and evolving. Okay, and then I totally forgot, for those of you who have Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I forgot that I was pulling these at the end. It just slipped my mind. So this is Cancer's card, and then I'm going to pull Leo's card. All right, so for Cancer, we have community. Say it aloud to people you trust. Seek out like-minded, like-spirited collaborators. Rally the support of your network. Abandon pride to receive the gift of connection. Say it aloud to people you trust. That's going to be a big one for you with this. Okay, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have devotion. Look at upcoming efforts through the eyes of your soul. Take up the task as if all your heart depended on it. Apply yourself to a sacred passion with consistent presence. Okay, so again, it's like it is a task. Healing relationally is a task. Okay, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. 10 of Wands. So look at how much you are taking on at this time. Is it something where you have like 45 plates spinning at once and you're trying to figure out how to manage all of them? I think you might want to take inventory of what you're doing for yourself emotionally, what your healing process has been, how much are you giving to like your personal independent efforts, and then what are you giving to partnership, what are you giving to your career, what are you giving to your dating life, like what are you giving to your family? Just like think about all the different places where your hands, like how many pots are your hands in right now, and then just figure out what's a priority. And I forget who developed that concept, but this reminds me of focusing. If you're looking for either healing a current partnership or manifesting a partnership, then you kind of want to focus on like what's the push goal for you to kind of have some space to do that. Like, is there one fragment or one facet of your life that you have going on right now that you need to make a subtle adjustment to that could help get things rolling? So just consider that. Just start checking in with yourself. But let's see what else is coming up. Okay, so then we have compliments. I know how good it feels to get a compliment, so I give that gift to others. I'll find a nice compliment for everyone I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it, in which case I can follow up by complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle. Wow, I'm skilled. Okay, the thing that I immediately got for Virgo in this card is initiate more, like with the people that are around you, the people in your vicinity. Talk more, like be expressive, try to cling on to any shred of outgoingness that you have and use that to your advantage. It's just about like putting yourself out there, making yourself seen, making yourself visible. And yes, compliments are a great entry to do that. That's more of a literal strategic standpoint and interpretation of this card. I'm getting from this, though, that it's more about like putting yourself out there even when it's scary, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you don't feel like you can. Okay, so let's see what the next card is. We have the Four of Wands. You're building. So you're thinking about like what you want for yourself in the big picture. The Four of Wands is about like comfort, feeling really, really at home. This is a Virgo card. When I read this, it has a lot of Virgo energy, focusing on what's going on at home. How do you feel when you go back to the space that you're living? Do you feel like you can decompress? Do you feel like you can relax? Do you feel like you are fully present and available to recharge in that environment? And then really looking at how much you have going on and whittling things down so that you can actually build the things that you want. Okay, then let's look at your oracle card, your word that's coming up. I like using these for advice in relationships. So what's coming up for Virgo? Discernment. Establish what's yours and what isn't. Be conscious about your yes. Create permeable boundaries. Ooh, that one is why the Ten of Wands was coming up. Is you, a lot of your advice is coming up as, one, take care of yourself, because that's always the first rule of love relationships. And you also want to make yourself accessible. Right? So you just want to be accessible to people. That energetic opening of like, I'm here, I'm available, is really important. Whether that be you being open and available for your partner to initiate a conversation where you can actually be present with them as they're trying to open something up with you, or just cold, like out wherever you're hanging out, making yourself available for other people. So that's kind of why the boundary piece is important. Okay, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Four of Swords. So taking a break, maybe you're dating a lot. Maybe you're kind of running yourself in circles with a partner. Maybe you're just really tired from all the stuff that you have going on. But the bottom line here is that you want to give yourself adequate rest. You want to take a break. I'm getting that it might just be a good time to rest and relax. Take advantage of kind of this space that you have going on and just use it wisely. Let's see what else is coming up. Open-heartedness. I know that life and the people living it can be an absolute bummer sometimes, but I promise not to let unhappy chapters make me jaded. If I let negative experiences turn me sour, then the jerks win. So I'll move on with an open and hopeful heart, if only because I hate losing to jerks. Okay, so this is about like taking the fails, taking the rejections, taking the uncertainty, and just like wading through it. You know, it's not something that feels good, but it's also not something that needs to destroy your perspective or hopefulness around relationships either. So it's just about finding a balance. And I think taking a break and stepping away is a good way to kind of find your center, find a way to hold that compassion and open-heartedness for yourself. And then we also have the Three of Cups. So I think spending time with friends, just spending time with people that you care about, is going to help you feel more connected, more aligned, and kind of empowered to do things a little bit differently than you may have been doing them before. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't look like this is a time when you really want to like charge full steam ahead into relationship stuff. You might want to take a break, rest and relax, chill out, just enjoy what you have going on and hang out with friends. Get connection wherever possible. Okay, and then the oracle card for you is story. Weave a fable, share your heroic journey, tell yourself a conscious, loving tale. This is why you had open-heartedness in the Four of Swords come up, is because it's time for you to write a new story around your love life. You know, it really is about what are you telling yourself, you know, or if you're telling yourself that you're unlovable, that's what your body is going to listen to, and that's what your body is going to hear. And it becomes really challenging and difficult to break out of that. Okay, so now I'm going to read Scorpio. Oh, also I wanted to address a question. Okay, so Debbie, you said that your moon sign resonates more with love readings. Yeah, that totally might apply to everyone else too. You might find that one reading applies more than the others. For some of you, your sun sign is gonna like hit home, and then for others of you, you know, your rising sign might hit home. So just pay attention to whatever resonates most, and whatever that is, I would just roll with it. Okay, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, this is the Empress. So it's all about owning your femininity, right? So true, regardless if you're male, female, or anything in between, it is just about you owning divine femininity, your ability to receive, your permission to have good things in your life. Taking, like, slowing down is going to be a big help, because this is the opposite of yang, right? Yang, or masculine energy, is the pursuer. It's the I'm gonna go after it, I'm gonna chase it, I'm gonna hunt, right? Like there's that super fiery and masculine pursuit, and so this is the opposite. This is just about being available to receiving. Sorry, I got distracted there for a moment. Okay, so the next thing coming up is perfect match. Congratulations, you've gotten your and everyone else's wish. This is an auspicious sign that a healthy, authentic relationship is either here or on its way. This is the sort of relationship where you don't have to compromise, settle, sell out, or otherwise be a non-you. This is a relationship anchored in truth and love that neither party will have to hide their farts from. Smells like a special duo. Okay, so whatever the case may be, yes, the likes start coming in. Who wouldn't want that card? So it's just, it looks like if you actually take your foot off the gas pedal, this is either what you're calling in or what you have in your vicinity. And so just keep all of this in the back of your mind when you're thinking about dating. This isn't something where trying harder and spinning your wheels in the mud is necessarily a good strategy. It might actually be something where you want to take a step back, similar to Libra. Taking a step back a little bit, focusing more on receiving, filling your cup, doing the things that you need to do for yourself while taking care of all the manifestation, the energetic stuff, if you will. And then we have the moon, so feeling a little bit confused, like you might not totally understand or know what's going on, or like why is this story the way it is right now. So it looks like there's a little bit of that, just because this is Pisces card, so it's just like things are a little bit nebulous, kind of floating out in space. It doesn't look like anything is really grounded right now, which is why you want to focus on grounding yourself in this. This is not like, you don't want to launch off and do a bunch of how do I put this? Keep the manifestations really grounded. Like, this isn't a good time to launch off into space. Like I said, you do not want to evacuate your body. Not a good idea this time. So just make sure you're staying grounded through all of this. Okay. And the perfect match, I'm in full agreement for your perfect match to either be in your space or be making their way to you right now. Okay, and then we also have gratitude. Notice your supports, appreciate your own willingness to do the work. Give thanks for all that's coming your way. Give thanks for all that's coming your way. Give thanks for all that's coming your way. So just do that and stay grounded in that. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Hello, hello, hello to all of my Sagittarius friends. Okay, first thing coming up. 9 of Cups, make a wish. I love this card. It cracks me up. So just go ahead. What do you want? Like, what is your wildest dream? Sagittarius is so good at thinking and dreaming really big. So just focus on what that is for you in partnership. Like, what is the radical idea that you have without it impacting free will? Like that's the key thing with relationships, is like, what is your wildest dream? And then without keeping any one particular person in mind in this moment, what do you want? Like, think bigger picture than just the micro experience of one connection, if that makes sense. So what are you building? What are you experiencing? How do you feel on a day-to-day basis in a partnership, in a love relationship, in a romantic experience? And then the affirmation for you, we have wait and see. Thoughts love to wander into assumptions and race ahead into the future. But what if you told them to cool their jets and chill a sec? Today, you get to put your mental chatter on pause, to take a breath and simply wait and see how things play out before you let your mind run a marathon of imagined scenarios. Wait, and you'll see that waiting and seeing was a lot more productive than wondering and worrying. Insert audible sigh of relief here. Okay, so that's kind of why this is showing up as you have permission to dream big, right? But that does not apply to like the micro expressions that you're overanalyzing. Like, that's not where this is trying to take you. It's just like your idea of partnership. Think about how that could be an experience that you have in this lifetime. Just not going too much farther than that, and seeing what you come up with and what you really are wanting. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. So it's interesting. A lot of people have been, or a lot of signs have had this holding back energy in love. So I think that's kind of a theme that's going on collectively, is like, nope, pour energy into your manifestations, pour energy into, facilitating connections and things like that. But it's also okay to be conservative and mindful about what and who you're giving your energy to. That is always something that you want to kind of have in mind as you're dating or trying to manifest partnership. Okay, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is all for you guys. Oh, hot mess with the cards today. Okay, we're good. All right, Capricorn, we have the 8 of Cups. So a change in perspective, like a change in the way you're doing and thinking about things, is the best policy at this time. You just want to, when you feel like you've had it all figured out, when you feel like everything is a specific way, or you feel like you've confirmed a belief system, flip it upside down and see if you can find a new perspective of seeing the same situation, just communicating a different story, or saying something new about it, something fresh. So it's just about trying to hold as many perspectives as you can around said situation, and that's going to help give you some edge so that you're not locked into binary thinking. And so that's kind of what's going to help you break out of that. And then we also have pleasure. I give myself permission to feel pleasure, and I let that pleasure rush into my life in a decadent display of over-the-top abundance. Then I realized that pleasure has been waiting at my door for a long time. It's just that pleasure doesn't knock on doors because loud noises aren't super pleasant. Okay, so again, we're sticking with this. Oh, I love this. Do you see the little mice that are holding up the glass of wine? The little bubbles playing the violin. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so it's just something where you want to focus, again, give to yourself. Like, you are worth giving gifts to. You are worth taking time for. You are worth finding a perspective that is empowering and helpful and beneficial for you, not detrimental and overly harsh. Capricorn is really good at being, you guys are good at being hard on yourselves, because that's kind of what helps with the, your work efforts and everything that you produce. So it's like this, you make sense. It's just about finding a new way that isn't quite so harsh, so that you can actually be productive and give to yourself as well. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So this just looks like having ideas about how you can make the most of your situation, how you can kind of come to a place where you're enjoying yourself, you're enjoying your current situation for what it is. And again, like having gratitude and just experiencing the pleasures that are available to you right now, rather than waiting for a different situation. Okay, and then the card for you is Friction. Receive the gift in the conflict. Empathize with an opposing viewpoint. That's the Eight of Cups. Remember that when rough surfaces rub together enough, the final result is smoother. Okay, so that goes with my my love of conflict, my deep, deep love of conflict. Okay, so I forgot Sagittarius. You guys get another card. Sorry, I'm all over the place in this moment. So for Sagittarius, you guys get movement. The moment calls for action, release, analysis, paralysis, dance with flow and experimentation. Step out past any boulders of fear, ambivalence, or judgment. The path beckons. Okay, so that's kind of where, again, like sticking with your big ideas, the things that you want. It's okay to take action where you feel confident. All right, and then Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hello, hello. Let's see what's coming up for you. Princess of Coins. So this looks like, I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let me put that on pause. Put that aside for just a moment. Let me see what else is coming up for you first. Boundaries. I claim my right to set healthy boundaries, and I allow others to do the same. Sometimes personal space is taken, and sometimes it's given. And sometimes if you're on the subway, it's completely disregarded and shamelessly invaded. I guess it depends on the day. Boundaries are going to be big. Remember that while love experiences can seemingly be boundaryless, it is important to have healthy boundaries so that the connection becomes sustainable. Without boundaries, it's really, really hard for something to be sustainable. So just keep that in mind. If you struggle with boundaries, then it's something where you want to make an attempt. You want to try it out. That's what the Princess of Coins is showing. This is equivalent to, I believe, either the Page or Knight of Coins. And so it's all about like giving it effort. Like you're probably going to have to work at this. Boundaries aren't easy, especially in the beginning if you're not used to that. So it's something where you do have to make an effort. And then we also have the Hermit. Yep. So retreating, like pulling your energy back. And even though it takes effort and it's going to be, something that you're not used to, it's necessary for you to have, again, the health and sustainability that goes with relationships, or that you want in a relationship ideally. Boundaries are the way to make that possible. Boundaries are the way to actually reduce conflict, and kind of it's a preventative measure so that you can keep yourself and your partner safe. Okay, so just remember that this is about recalibrating yourself so that you're able to effectively set healthy boundaries, okay, no matter the situation that you're in right now. And then The card for you is focus. Make a choice and take the appropriate next action. What you desire is worth your attention. Remove distraction. Okay, that's a big one too. What you desire is worth your attention. Remove distraction. Put your intention into motion with thought and aligned effort. So really thinking about what do you want and how do you want things to be. Does a lack of boundaries contribute to you getting what you want, or does it put it on hold long term? So thinking about what you want long term. All right, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hello, all of my Pisces friends. Princess of Wands. Okay, so for you, it looks like there's a little bit more energy kind of being thrown into the mix here with what you're doing, but this actually looks more environmental. When I'm reading this, it just looks like it's more about kind of having a buzzing time going on. But let's see what else is coming up for you. So we have humility. I take a deep breath and release all of my desire to be right. Without right, what's left? A soft and pliable version of me that's willing to make mistakes, hear other people's opinions, and try doing stuff a different way. In other words, I get to take a pretty sweet, all-inclusive brain vacation. Some restrictions apply, depending on the current tenacity of my ego. Yeah, so it really is about kind of... You're going to have to not worry about what other people think or other people's insights and perspectives. Sometimes it is worthwhile to just like focus on what you have going on now, focus on what you want, and, you know, give your social life efforts and, you know, make good friends, make good connections. Anything that you have going on romantically, whether you be dating with a current partner, it's worthwhile to just be extra aware of who the information and perspectives you're getting are coming from. Like, do the people that are trying to give their opinion really know what they're talking about? Do they have the same experience as you? Do they have something that you want in a love life? And you know, more than likely, I don't know if you have a perfect role model for a relationship that you want, but unless you do, I would try to step away from putting too much value on other people's opinions right now. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Swords. So you might be feeling a little bit isolated right now. And I think that, you know, there's this buzzing energy, but then there's also this like pulling away isolation energy that's happening. So I'm going to pull what word is coming up for you with this. Celebrate. Take a moment to enjoy your accomplishments. Focus on successes for today. Fixing things can wait a bit. Appreciate creative comrades and show them your gratitude. Okay, so see, this is like the buzziness. Maybe you have a lot of stuff going on with friends right now where you're just trying to enjoy yourself or whatever. And it looks like taking a break. Honestly, take a break. Take a step back, relax, enjoy yourself, hang out with friends, have a good time. I wouldn't put too much pressure on relationship stuff just for the short term, like until you feel really grounded and solid and like you have a good flow going at this time. Like I would just not put too much pressure on yourself with any of that. Okay, and then for Aries, Princess of Swords. So this too is indicating some isolation. I don't know what the deal is with all these signs that are like pulling back. It, you know, it might be now that retrograde season is like wrapping up and everything, that people are trying to digest all of the information. And so I think you are not, you're not alone in that. I actually see this as like you kind of needing to just observe, like standing still, just observe, look at the facts of the situation, not interpretations. This is not a time to jump to conclusions. It is not a time to assume the worst. This is a good time to just pull your perspective back and focus on just what's happening with that. Try to strip away your interpretation. And then we have compassion. I choose compassion over criticism. Walking a mile in other people's shoes reminds me that they might be going through something tougher than I think. Like their shoes are too tight, or they're the kind of shoes that are too casual to be dressy and too dressy to be casual. Basically, I have no idea what they're dealing with privately, so I'll cut them some slack and be thankful for the shoes I've been dealt. Observe, observe, observe. This is, again, assumptions are not gonna help anything right now. So the Princess of Swords is really good at being neutral in terms of being level-headed. This has to do with, this is a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So kind of incorporating more of that Aries perspective is going to be really helpful for you. And then we also have the Nine of Pentacles. You have a lot of security in whatever your current situation is, or your experiences with all of this. So use that to your advantage. You just have a lot of good stuff going on. I think it's just about being still and trying to find more of your compassion for yourself, for others, and kind of letting that lead the way. And then let's see what card is coming up for you. Play. Make it a game. Ask your inner child. Turn things upside down and get new perspective. Being playful with this, like seriousness is just gonna really put a damper on things. And so if you can find a way to be playful with it, be curious about it, that is going to be the best case scenario for how to deal with anything romance related. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hello, hello to you. Let's see what you have coming up first. We have the Three of Cups. Play, celebration, having fun with people, just enjoying yourself. Hang out with friends, have fun. Have as good of a time as you can and just enjoy yourself. This is also a really good sign. If you're looking for partnership, then it's good for you to go out with people, expand your social network, hang out with people, invite people over to your house. Like, find ways to kind of incorporate more of that socializing, and that's going to be really helpful. And then we have harmony. I know in my heart that when something is right, it feels easy and breezy, even though that sounds cheesy. With this in mind, I banish all stress, insecurity, and tedious work from my relationships. Then I invite harmonious relationships into my life and let them show up on their own time. Easy breezy things are rarely punctual. Okay, so it's just about, again, like that play, things just gelling and going well. It just seems like it's something where the flow and ease of connection is what's going to breed more easeful and enjoyable connections. So remember that what you focus on expands, and that's really what you're what's happening here. The more you play, the more you have fun, the more you celebrate, the more you're a magnet for those relationships. And then we have Eight of Swords. So being mindful of your boundaries, being mindful of what are your limiting beliefs around relationships. Is it something where you have a story running about how hard and challenging relationships are? Are you constantly telling yourself, like, I'm bad at socializing, or I'm bad at making friends, or, what are you telling yourself about the process of being in partnership or seeking partnership? And is there a way that you can find a new perspective, find a way to adjust that and see beyond your own limitations so that you can actually kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor? All right, let's see what your card is. sensuality, try a tactile approach, cultivate the tingle, follow suppleness and attraction, honor the Kundalini energy underlying the work, release any shame and feeling the thrill. Yeah, so this could also have to do with work. It could be, you know, I have too much to do. I don't have time for, you know, this silly love stuff. Please, you know, it could be, you could be running some of that, or like, I just don't have time to date. I don't have time for romance. I don't have time. Maybe that's the story that you have running around that. All right, last but not least, Gemini. Whoops. Let's do these in order. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. King of Swords. This is you really feeling yourself. Like, you just look like you're sitting pretty. You have good things going. It just seems like things are really even keeled right now for you in the romance department. So that looks good. It just seems like you're really, this is a good season for you right now. Let's see what else is coming up. Appreciation. I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love rather than compare their ways with my ways. Then I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obviously universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. Okay, I'm going to read this one as well. We have the Knave of Pentacles. So it just looks like whatever your desire is, okay? In partnership, out of partnership, recently ended partnership, looking for a bunch of partnerships, whatever the case is, wherever you're giving your effort is going to grow easily for you. This is showing me that it's going to go smoothly if you're giving it effort at this time. If you're showing up with appreciation, if you're reducing your expectations and kind of putting them on the back burner for some time and just allowing yourself to expand, that is what's going to really, really help you manifest the things that you want in a partnership. Okay, I'm gonna pull your card. Experience. Acknowledge what it took. Be patient with new endeavors. Some paths need time to unfold. It doesn't matter what time you arrive to the party. The future is waiting and you're ready now. Okay, so again, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Do things that feel good for you, you know, assuming they're ethical and safe. And, and just, you know, enjoy, like, you've done a lot of work. Now you kind of get to focus more on just playing, showing appreciation, and getting the things that you want. It's not going to be without effort. You know, you can't just stay inside and expect things to unfold. That's not realistic, but it is something where you can manifest a lot in a short amount of time. That's what I'm getting for you, a lot. So it might happen faster than you're expecting if you just give it effort. All right, so that is all that I have for you today. This wraps up Follower Appreciation Week. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. And don't forget, if you would like to work with me, you can go to onyxhealing.com. Everything that you need to know, all of my services are on there. And until next time, I hope you have a lovely, lovely September, and I will talk to you all on Monday. Bye-bye.